this exact conversation.
I feel like we talked about everything that we were supposed to talk about before we started already.
Yeah,
Oh,
again.
Again.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. We already talked about it. See you next week.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's a great point in chat though. You know, Meme Time 3 is scheduled for hashtag first. So
There's some other stuff scheduled for that too, by the way.
so get ready for that. Not Tuesday then. Damn, we're getting wrecked. But yes.
Why is it scheduled for Tuesday? Come on. I thought you were gonna drop it today. Do it. Come on. We can watch it together here on TeaTime.
That's true. It's Wing
Get the
3.
meme on.
Wing 3, Meme Time 3. You know, it's
Yeah.
yeah. But it's not
That'd be
here.
amazing.
Wing 3 isn't here yet though.
It's coming.
It is coming.
The
It
winter is
coming.
coming. Wait,
It's
wrong series.
coming.
Yeah, winter is coming. Yeah, Teapot having tea time without us. Yeah, we had tea time with you already. We've been here for the past 2 hours. We just talked.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, the audience is irrelevant now. We've just
It
been
was good. You
absorbed.
guys missed it.
We've been absorbed by our own ego. It's pretty good. Now we might as well bring up what we were actually talking about, which is Sam's hilarious bad luck.
Yeah.
So I feel the need to share that with everyone right now. He put
Worth it.
12,000 rares in the forge, and then a whole bunch of exotics as well, and he got 1 precursor. And the best thing is, he was so confident because he got it quite early on. He gave the precursor away as well.
No,
So-
he didn't.
Yeah,
He did.
yeah, he did.
Fuck's sake.
He
You
got,
see, he should have just forged it, and that would have made his luck go up.
it actually would have. It would have been exactly the same thing. You know, it would have been the same thing.
We would have
Goddamn.
cleared Wing 1 even faster if he didn't give it away because 90% of the raid team was trying to win it while we were killing Gorseville at the same time.
Yep. It was just Alt Tab and type in Spark. They win the giveaway.
Yep.
You know, that's
Yep.
how it works. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That's extreme.
It is, but though, you know, it's about
That's why I
10%
hate
chance that
Forge.
happens.
I
So.
can't.
Yeah,
I
I hate the
can't.
Forge. I hate gambling.
I fucking hate it.
It's terrible.
It drains my life force every time I try and throw something in it. I'm just like, fuck this. I'm never getting anything. I'm not lucky. Just go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I have definitely there's been definitely several occasions where I've lost every copper I've had into the forge,
Even your account name?
even my account name, and and
That's pretty good, Brazil.
wanted to just quit the game, just be like, I have nothing, I'm done, no point in playing anymore at Forge.
I just don't go there. I know I'm never lucky. I know ArenaNet pool rigs my RNG. I know it's true. They can deny it all they want, but I know ArenaNet has singled me specifically out.
When
Yeah.
you've been banned once, yeah,
Exactly.
it just cuts half
Yeah.
of everything.
They crank
You'll never get.
the DR up on your account to 100%, so you never get.
It's
anything
really
good
weird.
ever again.
Some people have accounts that are really lucky. It's I know
Yeah, they do.
I know that goes into conspiracy theory territory, but
Yeah.
there's just people who have been playing this game for much less, like not since launch, obviously, who have insanely good RNG on their account. It seems like.
Yeah. My second
I
account
mean,
is more
maybe
lucky
they
than my
just
first
take
account.
more risks.
That's true.
Yeah, your second
No,
account
no,
has
no.
like a
I'm not
full
even
Ascended
talking
Zealot
about-
set.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about Mystic Forge or Ecto Gambling or anything like that.
Yeah,
I'm just
drops.
talking about
General.
drop rates in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Fallout 4, the special system. More people have points and luck than others.
I don't think I can really complain though. I
See,
mean,
all of mine went into charisma.
yeah. Oh, obviously. Yeah. Oh, of course. Or maybe it's because it was so low at its base value, you needed to compensate for it. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I have average luck, honestly. I got a ghostly infusion finally, so that's
I got
a piece
3.
of luck.
Nice.
That is
That's
true.
something.
But didn't you
I
get
still
those
haven't
sent to
gotten
you?
one.
There you go. I'm luckier than Deroir. That's a good
No,
start.
my luck really absolutely sucks. Like what have I gotten from all the rating I've done? I've gotten like one
Pair of ripped
no,
up jeans.
I've gotten 3 weapons, 2 of them being defenders, and then a whole bunch of rings right after I bought the fucking rings that I needed. And that's about it. And then minis.
See, luckily that hasn't happened.
That's
I
it.
bought those rings and they still don't drop, so good decision.
Yeah,
on my
you
part.
know, Inks' RNG is so trash it doesn't matter. You know, he never gets anything good. But yeah, I was really fortunate actually because I bought the Matthias staff and it didn't drop from the boss because that would be the worst thing ever. Just to have bought
Yep.
that and then it drops immediately. I would have been upset.
Yep.
horrific in every way.
Yeah, raid wise, I can't complain. I've had 2 infusions drop, so
Wow.
Wow.
I had one, but people gave me the other 2.
And then
it's
you,
just that
People love
Veil
him.
Guardian we kill every week, and he drops nothing ever. I swear that he just doesn't even have a loot table. It seems like.
Yeah, just worthless exotics. Worthless
Yeah.
exotics and worthless raids.
And the bandit trio never drops anything either. They're kind of pointless. You can delete them from the raid entirely.
I've gotten the same stupid ring, like Sillet's ring, 3 weeks in a row from that thing. Fuck that thing.
Wow.
The only good news is from raids when you get something you already have, at least you can either trade it in or break it down and get a small return on shards.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And the thing about shards is, what are they going to do with Wing 3 now? Are they going to increase it?
No, why
No.
would they?
Because now, you won't get any shards from Wing 3 at all. You'll just be doing it for
No.
only the drops.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of acceptable, but I think
I think that's sort of where they want it to be, though.
it's kind of
I-
weird.
like-
You think so? You only have to do 2 wings, roughly 2
Yeah,
wings.
like what you will only have to do the first couple of
Bosses.
events and bosses in every wing. You never have to go to the last one because that is,
That's
I
dumb.
guess, well, that's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
That seems really
If it's
stupid.
just 100 shards, anyways, people will max cap without doing the last boss, anyways. It's only going to be for the loot. So
Well, you cap in 2 wings anyway, so you don't even have to do a 3rd wing.
yeah, true.
Why don't they just completely take the rewards away from the first wing?
Maybe the rewards in the 3rd wing is so amazing that you just have
Whoa.
to do it every week, anyways.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they
I
will.
mean, who
I
knows?
think it's worth doing them anyway, isn't it? Because you can always get some good stuff, and there will be stuff that will be sellable and therefore worth money in Wing.
I just
3.
don't
mean-
understand what is the big detriment now with 3 wings to increasing it to at least
150.
1 boss kill gives you whatever shards the boss is supposed to give you.
Because if they have too many shards, then all the rewards get devalued anyway. Especially the one. I mean, Ghostly Infusion.
Sure,
If you
I
increase
mean,
the shard
Ghostly
cap by
Infusion is the only thing
50%,
worth anything, but yeah.
still worth
No,
400 gold.
I understand it's going to devalue that item a little bit more, but it feels unrewarding to go through an entire wing and not get anything. You're not getting any shards.
Well, you
I mean,
are
relying
getting some
relying
shards.
on the bosses to drop their items that's foolhardy because most of the time they're not going to.
But isn't that how you make something really prestigious? By
Yeah,
making it hard to
Sure,
obtain.
you don't want it to drop all the time, but 100 shards a week. I mean,
I don't think
It
100
feels
shards. I don't think it's so bad. I mean, that's suppose you have shit tier RNG. That's a maximum of 10 weeks for a Ghostly Infusion. Suppose you want.
I mean, I have to mention this because we keep bringing up the Ghostly Infusion. That's not the only baseline value that we have to estimate from here. We also have all ascended weapons and armors will get devalued immediately if you throw too many shards in.
they
Like,
already are.
all the gold value, yeah, but all the gold value that you usually throw in to get the usual way of ascended gear will get completely devalued to just doing a couple of face rolls on whatever boss in the raid and getting the shards just for doing nothing or whatnot.
Hmm.
I mean,
I
it's a
don't
fine
know.
balance.
I'm not sure about that. Because I mean, the ascended armor just keeps going up and up. You know,
Yeah.
crafting ascended is getting worse, not
It's
better.
not going to get cheaper.
I know. I think there is definitely a lot of merit to that position, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it would be
there's
particularly
definitely-
strong effect on it.
Don't get me wrong. There's some merit to that position, but I would say that a good deal of people, or at least in my mind, maybe my thinking is flawed, but I would think that a good deal of people have at least some ascended going into the raids anyway, especially by the time you get to wing 3. You should probably have mostly ascended by the time you get there anyway, unless you're getting carried the entire way, which I think is
Possible.
probably not the majority.
Have
Sure,
the inks
but
every
you,
week.
you
Yeah.
but you still want more sets. You want to be able to play everything. That's the dream.
exactly.
The dream is to be play.
No. What do I get more
Exotics are
sets for?
disgusting, Inks. How can
Everything
you?
is berserkers and vipers. You only
Yeah.
need 2 sets.
Ew, exotics. Ew.
I don't like exotics.
Really like
Sorry.
exotics.
Oh.
I don't like
Sorry.
exotics either.
If
I
If
will
I
not
can
play a character
if I can
with
salvage my
exotics.
gear, it needs to go.
Yeah,
That's
I agree. That's pretty much accurate.
whenever I click my my Copperfed Salvage-O-Matic or whatever, and I can salvage my gear. Yeah, no, it's not good enough. It's going out the
No.
trash.
Well,
I mean, sure, that's a min-max mentality, and I think most of us kind of fall into that. But and I have no problem with that. If they don't have Ascended, I don't want to play the class.
yeah.
But that's why they all have Ascended.
But I mean, there are more sets than just Berserker and Viper, you know, and especially if you
No,
need different
there
rune
isn't.
sets as well. You know, you might need a different rune set on something.
Besides the 1 or 2 healers you need, no, those are the only sets you need.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you know, that is arguably true that you don't need a ridiculous amount of sets, but I think you need a
By the way,
good chunk of armor sets.
I figured out the solution to runes on legendary armor.
Okay, lay it down.
This has been a big deal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because the premise with legendary stuff is that you can just change the stats on it at will. Ascended stuff, you can like put it into the forge, and you can waste all of your spirit shards on it, and then realize months later, oh shit, I need spirit shards for legendary armor. Anyways, the idea with legendary stuff is you can just change the stats at will. But with armor and even with weapons, if you're going from like power to condition damage, you're probably going to want different runes or sigils. So the solution to this is legendary runes, where you can pick the bonus on each rune.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly,
let's
yeah, that
have a new
seems good.
collection for that.
So
That's not
we'll
gonna
have
get
we'll
released
have
for
6
anytime soon.
legendary runes and 2 legendary sigils. Each one are about 1,000 gold apiece. And you have to do a whole bunch of collections for it. You have to do a different collection for each one.
Oh my
And
god!
we get
every
one new
sigil
one with
But
each
this-
expansion.
This is but this is the kind of thing that would make me really happy. It would be so cool because that means you can just transfer. Well, I mean, honestly, it would still be more convenient to have an ascended set. Honestly, so no, not really. And if you think
used to
about
love
it-
collections.
I
don't love them anymore.
I hate collections.
They have flooded us with collections to the point of I don't even care anymore. I hate collections. I don't like them anymore.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know how
I
they're
still
gonna.
like him.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're gonna solve the sigil and rune thing. I don't think they're going to. I think you're gonna
No,
get
they're
the
not.
armor, and you won't be able to switch to that stuff, and everybody will complain, and maybe
People
eventually
won't
they'll find
care.
a solution, but there won't be a solution when it launches. Calling it now.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
think
sad,
I don't
but-
really mind. It would be a really nice bonus if they did do that. But at the end of the day, I mean, you just carry around 2 sets, or you have a set in your bank. And if you're rich like Deroir, then you can just put it in your bank, summon your permanent bank guy, and then just open that shit up and get it. You know?
People
Throw that shit
will
on.
people will realize once again that the point of legendaries is the skin and not
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
conveniences.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, actually, because I haven't seen much debate. I've seen a few here and there, and I've talked with a few friends here and there. But the skins, when you make one of the legendary armors or whatever we assume, will we get all 3 skins, or will we just get that one select skin? Because I know a lot of people would be very disheartened with the whole process if they only got the chance of getting one of the skins ever. You would have to buy an entirely new account if you ever wanted to do that collection over again to get the other skin, and that's just not going to happen for anyone.
Or wait for Raid 2.
Yeah, but aren't they just going to release a new armor set there and a new
Yeah,
collection?
Good luck
Yeah.
with
Hey,
that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's
Prepare
something
to
I
be
fear.
disappointed.
To a certain degree, though, I hope that it works something like the achievement armors, where whenever you get one, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, for the record, I don't think it's gonna happen. But I hope that it will work like the achievement armors, where if you get one of the armor pieces, you get all the sizes for it: light, medium, heavy.
What would be nice, besides the skin unlocks, which is great, what would also be nice is if legendary armor allowed you to not only select your stats, but select your armor weight. So I can take it off the character, and I can make it medium, heavy, or light,
Ah,
and then the character could
that
use
would
it as
that
well.
would be a way around it, actually.
Yeah.
But wait,
I
wait, is it
I don't
confirmed
think
that
they're
they
gonna do
are?
that,
Is it confirmed
but-
that they're 3 unique skins? Is it definitely 3 unique
I
skin
don't think they've
sets?
said either way.
Have they not said? Because it could just be like an outfit almost.
It's gonna be an outfit.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
legendary outfit.
Oh no.
That'll make
Please
people
don't.
really unhappy.
Yeah, well,
That'd be a
it's-
legendary
But
outfit.
wait,
Legendary
it
outfit.
makes sense.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
By the way, the solution to the runes and sigils is just like the fractal extractor. They should just take that one off the gem store and make that something in game you can buy.
With a mastery.
If
Or a
they
mastery,
if they just
whatever.
made the upgrade extractor a reasonable price, then people would use it. Honestly, if
It's
they
unlimited.
if they sold an unlimited upgrade extractor, the prices would be ruined.
Pay
It
to
would be
win.
amazing.
Pay to
I would get it in a heartbeat.
Yep. I
In a
would,
heartbeat.
it would be probably one of the only gem store things I would just
1,000
immediately
gems,
buy. It just,
at least.
I need it.
1,000 gems doesn't
Nah,
even cut the
not
value
even
that
close.
I
I
mean,
value
not
the
even
that.
close,
the
yeah.
fractal thing is 24 silver each use.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't see why that can't exist in the game for runes and sigils. That means that people are still buying and selling runes and sigils, and you have to buy multiple sets of runes and sigils, but at least you're not destroying them every single time you want to extract it or reuse it or something like that. As long as you remember to extract it. And that creates another sink of gold in the game for those who do change runes and sigils all the time.
I think to a certain degree, even if they wanted to put the upgrade extractor, like the one from the gem store, if they wanted to just take it out of the gem store and throw it into the market somehow, I think there's a debate to have about whether or not people would get really, really angry if they've ever bought one, because it's
Yeah, they
it's,
will.
Oh yeah, they
Absolutely.
will. And I think that to a certain degree will hold them back from ever doing it. Just that fear of it probably causing another uproar.
I mean, I think that, I think that you can't be afraid of your audience like that. Look at your metrics. If the metrics tell them that a lot of people are going to be upset, then sure, there's validity there. But otherwise, very few people are buying them at 250 gems a pop. It's a waste because there's no rune or sigil in the game that you're getting your value out of with gems at the current price. And gems keep going up in price. It's not like they're coming down in value. So that item becomes more and more valuable every single day rather than the opposite. So sure, a few people or a small group of people are going to be upset because at some point they stupidly bought something for 250 gems to extract one sigil or rune. What a waste. And, but I have to think that the number of people buying them for 250 a pop has to be small.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They
How
can't
much
be
is
selling
250
a ton of
gems?
those.
How much is that in gold? Roughly.
Let's see.
I'm going to guess 135.
So, in other words, instead of so what was the strength rune at right now?
Like 5 gold?
Like 5 gold. So if that's a
It's around 55 gold.
55 gold,
Is it
and let's say a
55?
strength rune is, let's see, 5 gold. So it's about 10 times too expensive to ever be worth it.
Even if you took a force sigil, which is like 11 gold. at
Ah,
least they were
yeah,
11.
that's a bit more, isn't it? Yeah.
It's 5 of them.
5 times.
You need to use it 5 times to
Yeah.
get value out of that.
It doesn't make sense no matter how you put it.
No, it doesn't.
Nope. Yeah. Well, what price
but-
would it be that it would be worth it, and it wouldn't completely destroy the market? Maybe double. You pay double pre. No, because then you just
You know
buy
it would
another
be
rune,
dirty.
don't you? It doesn't make any sense.
You know
It's
it would
never
be,
good.
and it still wouldn't be worth it. But you know it would be super dirty is if they take that 250 gem item and say it now has 6 uses, guys. So you just have to buy 1, and you can re-outfit your whole armor.
No,
it's
no, no,
okay.
no.
Still not
5
worth it.
uses. 5 uses.
So you have to buy 2,
That's even more dirty. Yeah, for sure.
and then
5 uses.
they sell a pack of them for 900 gems as well. So you have to buy 2 800 sets or 1600
$300.
I can
300
already
bucks.
see the comments. Fuck off, Ink. Stop giving them ideas.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But I think the real question actually is this even going to be a problem with Wraith 3? Are we getting the armor?
No.
I hope so.
There's no indication that says that we will get this fucking armor.
Yeah,
I
but
fucking hope they
there's
do,
no
because
indication
that's
that we
why-
won't though either.
No, but like,
Didn't they would have shown it off?
assuming, yeah, exactly. Assuming it was coming, they would have a fucking blog post out Thursday. They
Yeah,
would
I
be
think that's a
hyping
really
it.
good point.
They would have
Yeah.
been talking about it
Yeah.
on the stream on Friday or whatever. They would have just been going crazy. They have not said a word, not a word
No.
about this fucking armor.
Yeah.
Which
I'm-
doesn't
No,
bode well for us.
Yeah.
No.
I want to see it because I want to know what I'm getting myself into because I've already started crafting legendary stuff. I almost have the Mystic Tribute done. I have everything with the clovers. I have like 30 something clovers. I finished the Gift of Maguma Mastery, which is 250 crystalline ingots and the map completion and all the other bullshit. Like I'm doing this stuff not even knowing, first of all, if it's going to be required.
Yeah.
Or second, what the armor is even going to look like. We don't even know what the precursor armor looks like because we can't get it yet. So
I dare not
don't know.
even put anything together for a single gift because I'm so scared that it's just gonna.
It's gonna be.
sit on the table
It'll
and
be an
some
entirely different gift that they made up and have nothing
Yeah.
to do with.
gift of Maguma 2. You have to go deeper. Make
The
2
gift-
of them and combine them in the Mystic Forge.
Yeah.
Gift of salvation, or
Oh
gift
my
of the
God.
white mantle.
Yeah. Gift of
Yeah.
150 chalk eggs.
Gift of waste.
That 150 chalk egg is hilarious.
I guess I probably need to go look at the wiki again to make sure, but I'm not going to bother. Like looking through the gifts and stuff, like you have for like Astralaria, you have like the precursor that you put in. You have the gift of Maguma. You have the Mystic Tribute. Then you have like Gift of the Cosmos. And Gift of the Cosmos is like a Gift of the Mists and like some other shit. So I think there's probably going to be like a Gift of the Precursor Armor, or Gift of the Legendary Armor, or whatever. And you'll put in like the Provisioner tokens and you'll put in like the insights and stuff. And then everything else I would think would be the same. If it's not, I'm fucked. Uh-oh. So I don't know. But
I
that
know-
would make sense.
Can you salvage the new gifts? I don't actually know. I know they changed
don't-
some
I
of the
don't
old
know.
gifts that you could salvage them, but
I
I
have
haven't
no
tried
idea.
any of the new.
I'll hopefully just get hooked up by support. If it turns out that I was way too overzealous, and maybe they'll help me. But if not, I
I
guess
don't
I'll
know.
just
You can just make a Heart of Thorns legendary.
I'll make
with
a
all the-
weapon.
Yeah.
yeah.
They'll help you just as much as they did with my 9 fucking copper salvage-o-matic.
Oh,
I still have them.
yeah. What? Yeah.
They didn't refund any of those.
Because
Huh?
They didn't refund any of those.
Not a single one. No.
what did they say?
The only
need
thing
to be
they
more
said was,
persistent.
I needed to have put in a ticket 24 hours after the purchase, which was like
Yeah,
not-
ages
A
ago.
year ago.
not
Yeah.
even close. So yeah,
I'm still waiting for them to answer a ticket from the 26th of last month. They're really slow at getting back to people. Sometimes
I always get response like that whenever I've taken.
I got one. I got
taken
one
a-
response where they asked for more information, and I haven't heard from them since. And I've
Nice.
sent 2 follow-up emails where
Damn.
don't even
I think they
respond. I'm just
forgot
gonna open a new ticket. Yeah, I just got lost in the system somewhere, which seems to happen way more often than it should for people.
Olsen says, "Do you upgrade one piece at a time?" I don't think so. From what I understand from reading like Reddit posts and some of the information, I may have misread or it's been a while, but from what I understand, you get the precursor armor in a box. Like you double click the box and unpack the precursor armor, and then I think in order to put it back into the forge, you'll pack it up again. And then you'll put it in the forge as just like one box, so it takes up one spot.
Interesting.
Because I think that's what they said. I think they said I realize it takes like 6 gifts of craftsmanship or whatever it's called, but I'm pretty sure they said you'll do it all at once instead of one at a time. So that's my guess.
That's interesting. Actually, I guess it's not that interesting.
I actually have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have no idea about that.
Regardless, you are going to have to
Yeah.
like unpackage that thing.
I guess it does kind of make a
open
difference
it.
that you can't do it gradually. You have to do all the work in order to get any of the payoff.
I kind of prefer it that way.
Do you?
Yeah.
Would you?
Because if I only like one piece of armor, I want to go through the work of getting all 6 to only ever use one of them.
I think that it's going to be that way, though, don't you think? You'll make the whole set at once, not
Yeah.
I made a helmet, I made a shoulder.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
Legendary shoulder.
Because I think that's exactly what they don't want people to do. They don't want people
Right,
to
yeah,
see
for
big
sure.
pieces of it.
Oh, I got my. I mean, this Guild Wars 2 doesn't have it, but with like games like Diablo where you have a belt, got my legendary belt. That's all I need. I'm set. You can't see it on the character at all, but I'm good to go.
Oh god.
That's why things like legendary rings or necklaces would have to have some kind of special, you know, infusion kind of thing if they ever went that route, because you can't see them on your character anyway. So.
I was about to say, like, even if they did that, make legendary infusion type effects on those amulets or whatever, it'll still get, I don't know, outdated by whatever infusion they throw out in the future. I mean, everything is going to outshine it anyways, unless we're just going to aura stack on aura stack on aura stack, like, till we're just a glowing ball of whatever the fuck.
It will be a...
Do it.
It will turn into a viable strategy in PvP. Is just to cover yourself in so much visual noise that your opponent can't actually see anything.
That it crashes their
Scrappers already do
computer.
that.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of things already do that, actually.
So much visual noise, and if you don't have an i7, you can't kill me.
Exactly. You attack your opponent where it hurts, directly at their frame rate.
If you don't have the new i7 10-core processor, it just crashes your computer and crashes the game.
Why do you want a 10-core processor? So the other 9 can just idle while one does all the work for Guild Wars 2? That seems pretty good. Legendary Amulet lets you pick what it was, an unlocked aura on your account. You know, that would actually be kind of cool. But I don't think that will
I would love to see them redo the entire aura system. Like, I know they've said that they're doing some overhaul to the fractal infusion system, and I hope for dear life that includes the aura shit as well. That it would just make sense.
What'd you like to see?
For
how would you
whole
like?
thing?
Yeah, for just the whole thing. Yeah.
I want there to be. I know this sounds really cliche, but the way I envision it is sort of like a skill tree or whatever, where you just sort of upgrade your however much agony resistance you have, or you get the gist. But I don't know how they would actually include the infusions in that. If they would just be 1 or 2 little things that you could slot whatever in or choose from whatever you potentially unlocked, that would be the ultimate goal, right? So you wouldn't have to walk around with your exotic bee thing or stuff like that. It would just be an aura that you unlocked. That would be cool, but I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon. I think what's more likely is just the infusion things.
Yeah.
And the only thing is there's like 4 or 5 infusions now, I think in total. 5 maybe? However many there are. Like there's some people out there who are wearing like all 4 or 5 of them at the same time. I've definitely seen it, and it looks amazing. As well as the fractal back piece that shines really brightly, and all the other shiny armor that you can get. Giant light bulb. It's great. If you put some sort of infusion slot in there, then that would probably limit you. People would be kind of unhappy about that, right?
Yeah.
If I can only wear Ghostly, or I can only wear B.
But then again,
Jock Spit.
That's the 1%. It is.
No.
Like, let's be honest. That's a 1% problem right there. Less than 1%.
So is raids,
You don't see a lot.
You want them to stop catering to raids? Yeah, that's what I thought, bitch. That's what I thought. Yeah, but there's ways around it. You could just have more than one slot for it, or you could just be able to equip any of them, all of them.
Yeah, I would love it to be more than 1, but it doesn't have to be 10 slots. I mean,
if they put an infusion
yeah.
slot in there, I have this feeling it would just be 1 infusion for the 1 slot, and you're just going to have to deal with it. You'd upset. You're right. It's probably the 1%, but you'd upset some people.
Well, maybe you could.
You would upset people who have no way of being the 1%, but they would still be upset anyway because.
Oh yeah. Of course, those are the ones that will actually get upset. The 1% will think, all right, okay, I'm just gonna put the rest into my bank and I'm gonna swap between them, or whatever, just every day a new one.
Well,
yeah, that's fine.
Perhaps they could have something. Well, we already have infused and attuned, so we can just add another word in there. It can be infused, attuned, aurified. ... So it adds another. So you just change ghostly infusion, so it doesn't have any AR on it. It's just a thing. And then it can only go. It can only go in an aura slot, and you have to go through some kind of Mystic Forge recipe to upgrade your ascended shit.
Those things still haven't been addressed either.
To work with
the +5/+5s.
Yeah,
no. But they're not gonna address it till they make the upgrades to the entire system, which I think is just not going to include any of
the entire system.
Huh?
They're not gonna do anything for that stuff.
I hope they are. They have mentioned it. I remember they mentioned it on the Q&A, or one of the Q&As a long time ago.
Yeah, they got legendary armor in 2013 too.
Remember that blog post?
Touche.
Yeah,
it's on the table.
It's on the table. I just want them to say, if they only release a precursor armor on Tuesday, they just say, well, it will take you guys so long to get the precursor armor that we'll have released the legendary armor by the time you're done anyway.
Oh, for
there you go.
I am so scared that the entire thing is going to look shit. I'm so scared it's just going to look shit.
There's a good possibility that's going to be true for some people.
It's going to be this horrible feeling where it looks so shit, I'm not going to wear it. It has no effects. There's no point in me wearing this except for like maybe showing off that I have it, but I'm still going to wear it, and it's not going to give me any benefit because I'm not going to swap the stats because I can't swap the runes anyways. So I'm literally not using it for anything whatsoever. And that's what I fear the most. It's just not going to be a thing. It might as well just have been forgotten and like, oh, here's your 10 achievement points that's in the fucking collection with it. And that's it. That's all you've gotten from it.
It's good enough for a bunch of people in King, though.
Yeah.
Good enough. Good enough for Arathorian. He'll still do it.
Oh, okay. He would do anything. He would do literally anything for 10 achievement points.
There you go.
I know I would.
Really? You like some of those AP things? You like that plus?
A lot of AP.
You like that plus 1% magic find?
I'm already maxed, but yes, I do. I love it.
What?
300.
I guess you can't really be maxed because you'll continue to earn magic find as you level your AP, like Teapot was saying.
You know what? They should make gold find actually not suck and actually do something.
Yeah.
Because I have 52% gold find now. Doesn't do shit. Okay, what is this?
Not at all.
Go on. I have pressed the icon on my desktop for Guild Wars 2 every day for a massive amount of time. And what have I got to show for it? 52% gold find. Fucking joke. ArenaNet, please. Come on. What is this? I mean, monsters don't even drop gold. When they drop gold, it's about 1 silver. So come on. It should do something good. It should be.
They should make dungeons not suck. Well, they tried, and people don't care anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know. What's wrong with dungeons? Loads of people in Soul do dungeons every day and shit.
I don't.
I think they're still not rewarding enough for some people.
I think the problem with dungeons is that they're dungeons.
I think it's just people are bored with it, regardless of however much gold you throw on that shit. People are just bored of it.
People would force themselves to do it if it was enough gold.
No, they wouldn't. They'd still complain that it's boring and uncompetitive or unchallenging or whatever. But like, you'd throw 100 gold a day on that thing, and you would have a huge part of the community saying, "Why am I being forced into dungeons now? Because it's so lucrative. Oh my goodness, but it's so boring."
Dungeons were already face roll easy. They're even more face roll easy after Heart of Thorns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna change.
I mean, they were face roll easy before, but now they're even more of a joke.
Aetherpath is actually was mentioned in chat. It's kind of
Fuck
fun actually.
Aetherpath.
What's
No,
wrong with
it's
Aetherpath?
not.
It's kind of
It's
fun.
terrible.
It's
Terrible.
yeah, you're only salty because you got wrecked because you deleted your rifle skin. Now that isn't.
No, I'm not. That has nothing to do with it. If you think that's the only thing I've ever deleted and regretted, then what? Hello?
Yeah, oh, I know you deleted a whole bunch of things, Brazil.
I bought a great
Yeah, a
saw
great
for
saw
40
skin.
gold and forged it.
Yes.
Like that rifle, that's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket.
Of things Brazil has
The
deleted.
problem I have with Aetherpath is that it's just a bunch of stupid little puzzles that like look like they should be on the back of a cereal box, and that's about as how well they're designed too. And it's just nonsense. And they're dumb, and like there's nothing. It's not a fun dungeon. It's a really gimmicky, shitty story with gimmicky, shitty characters, and apparently there's an Azura that's also a robot dredge from the Molten Facility too. Apparently. I mean, I don't know. It's just a dumb dungeon.
You got the slime, the ooze escort thing, where you have to not kill them.
I mean,
kinda cool.
I had really bad allergies
Yeah.
this last week too, so it was, I mean, I had plenty of that around. Plenty of goop. I was coughing.
Loads of ooze everywhere. You gotta.
Oh god. Oh my god.
You have to put up reflex to protect your own mucus.
Yeah,
You don't want to. What do you want to protect your own mucus? I don't know.
I don't know.
You use
I mean,
tissues as reflects.
dungeons.
Really weird.
Yeah.
I don't really have fun with dungeons anymore. Like I don't enjoy them. I don't like them. Like you go into it, like it's. I guess it was the case beforehand, but it's quite often easier just to go into a dungeon with like a few people that know what they're doing, opposed to like a full team of pugs who just have different ideas of what to do, or may have not ever done it. And like when you can just run through with the Reaper with Rise and Jagged Horrors and just solo everything really easily, and like it just doesn't do anything to you. Like you don't take any damage. You put 100 bleed stacks on the boss. You destroy all the projectiles. You have stability. Like I don't know. And fractals get completely trivialized too, depending on how you play them. And like to the point where like my friends and I, we do all 3 tier 4 fractals and less than a food every single day because we just go through with reapers and healers and just kill everything, and it's incredibly easy. It's just there's not a whole lot of fun in it. The only reason I do fractals is because I need spirit shards because I ran out. So
I think oftentimes we get lost in our own experience of the game and the dungeons. We've been playing for so long, so many hours. We are definitely plugged into part of the community that knows how to do these things efficiently. And so because of that, a lot of these things get trivialized. But for a brand new player, or for, I would say, a good deal of players, I don't know that they can do tier 4 fractals in 30 minutes or less.
No,
I'm not
like,
totally convinced. I'm
Before
not
their
sure.
pizza gets here.
Can they even do? No, I think not a lot of people can, relatively speaking, can do tier or even go anywhere near tier 4 fractals.
I don't. We've picked up some pugs, and like there would be like 2 of us, like me and a friend on Necromancer, and we get pugs that come in on Necromancers. Like we'll ask for Necromancers, and we'll just face roll over the tier 4 fractals, and we'll do it instead of 25 minutes. We'll do it in like 30.
But that's because of Necromancer, though, isn't it? Necromancer
I know.
just trivializes stuff.
Just roll a Necromancer. It's easy. That's easy
Yeah,
to
but
play.
not everyone wants to roll Necromancer, Brazil. Sometimes you got to play other things.
Hold on, Deroir is really triggered that I'm talking about how.
yeah, I'm a little triggered by
Hey, your guides don't matter.
by
What's
chat.
that? Yeah, your guides are irrelevant. It's Necromancer.
Oh, shots
You don't need
fired.
strategy, just epidemic.
I love that thumbnail.
Yeah.
That was the best thing. Anyways, Tanker Spank in chat says if they change the mechanics, blah blah blah, something similar to raids, blah 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 blah. Let's be real here. Nobody wants the mechanics of the dungeons to be changed in any way, shape, or form. We want new dungeons. The old ones, they can go fuck themselves. I'm dead serious here. Nobody wants them to be changed. It's dead content for some players, but for new players, it's all right. We want new stuff. That's it. We don't want to change them. We don't want them to make more like raids. We don't want anything to do with those old dungeons. Let them be as they are because they're fine, and that's it.
They
That's
would need
all.
a dungeon team.
Oh god.
Just hire. Just honestly.
Well, the raid team's free now,
Yeah,
presumably. unless they're
exactly.
going on
Honestly,
to
at this point, just hire the raid team to do it, and they'll make it amazing. Apparently, because
They'll get it done in like 2 weeks.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. They'll just, I mean, I watched the videos. You guys have seen the videos, right? That ArenaNet release, and it just seems like, wow, this raid team are really, really smart people, and they make a massive amount of sense. They just said, yeah, well, we reuse the assets, and we kind of, we use the same animation rigs. And you wouldn't think that though, would you? Because it looks great. Everything about the raids looks amazing. And I don't know. Has anyone got the eagle eye to notice that most of it is reused or something? That a good deal of the assets are just reused.
What do you mean?
No, I mean we've only seen like 9 seconds of it, so.
The
the
construct is completely new.
Yeah. There's a lot of
yeah.
fresh things in there, but a lot of the environment and stuff is just kind of, they've taken stuff and pulled it together again. So they've been really efficient with regards to that, and it's amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, you can do that. Like you can, I don't know, you can recycle things and make them beautiful and incredible, and you can also recycle stuff and it literally just looks like, I don't know, just nonsense trash, hell trash,
Hell trash.
and hell trash,
Hell
garbage
trash.
shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, the raid team, like, I almost like have to make myself skeptical because I'm like, there can't possibly be a team at ArenaNet that's that good. There's no way.
Yeah.
But I really honestly think that they're just like, I don't know.
They are.
I think they've had a lot
Good
of
job.
unrestricted work
I think
conditions.
that probably happened.
They've sort of like had the whatever
Just go.
word
You're
to
free.
just go and do whatever. Yeah. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. I mean, and that's just bred something that is actually really good and heartfelt
Yes.
instead of just being another thing on the
Instead of being another patch note.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Arnifex, that's not true.
What happened?
So didn't the raid team come from
What?
outside of ArenaNet?
I don't know.
No, they're all people who worked there
yeah.
previously.
Crystal Reed was on the Fractal team before she was on the
I
raid
think-
team.
I don't know.
I
where
think
they were
Jason though, he's from Wildstar. The
I
Wildstar
don't
raid
know.
team. I think
Yeah,
he
but
is.
he was working at the company for a while before raids came together, I believe.
Fair enough. But I think at least he worked on the Wildstar
Like
raid.
my point is they all worked on other projects within ArenaNet
Yeah.
before they became the raid team.
Yeah.
I mean, they all worked at some other places, at some point, but yeah. It's just the way that ArenaNet seems to shuffle people around from project to project. So the people on the raid team worked on Heart of Thorns stuff before the raid stuff.
Yeah.
So, or depending on how long they've been with the company, other things as well. The other thing about dungeons, there was a comment about like using the same tired, stack and kill whatever mechanics. And
Yeah, I
the
saw
point
that.
of the point of making new dungeons is to iterate on the dungeons you already have. Games like Rift and WoW and MMO, Final Fantasy 14, games that release new dungeons on a more regular basis than Guild Wars 2, as never. They iterate on their dungeons as they go forward. They start with a particular set of mechanics and dungeons, and as new dungeons are added, it's not like you get the same fights and mechanics every single time. Those change constantly as you're releasing new dungeons, and I would expect that if Guild Wars 2 ever released new dungeons, the boss fights and mechanics wouldn't be the same old tired mechanics you've already seen.
Yeah.
We're seeing that in raids. Every time a new raid wing gets released, the mechanics are different from what we've seen before. Whether that's more difficult or not, I mean, that's up for debate. But
Sure.
the mechanics at least change per raid wing, and I would expect the same to happen with dungeons or fractals or whatever.
I think in dungeons.
If I can just
oh yeah, go ahead.
if I can just extend on what Inks just said and what I said previously, because I think Tanker Spank sort of responded to me with the whole so dungeons are fine. I'm not necessarily saying that the dungeons are fine in the regard that we should just carry on with the same thing over and over again. We should always they should. I'm not the one in charge of anything here. They should always revise their strategy and approach to the new dungeons, but we don't necessarily need the old ones to be reworked in any way. They are fine for the new players. They are fine at a very, very set skill level, and that's it. Leave them there, that's fine. That's what I mean with fine. But we need something, if we want something that is harder, like new dungeons or whatever, we just need new content. We don't need to rework the old ones.
And I want to also point something out that I think this is a point that maybe gets lost. And it's not new by any means. So, like, the same combat stack and kill, like, that's... People in dungeons, people that go through dungeons that aren't, like, the most skilled players in the game think that. I guess they would seem to think, especially if they follow meta strategies and whatever, that you stack in corners and kill things. But more often than not, it's not actually faster to take the time to do that. It's faster just to run up to shit and cleave it down and just deal with it. And people, I'll still occasionally go in and people will aggro boss and pull it and run around and let it follow. And, like, just kill it. It's fine. Like, just go kill it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go to a corner. You don't have to do that. And I've seen people in pug raids start doing stuff like this. Like, they'll pull Gorseval over to the edge of the island before they fight him, or they'll try and stack and pull the champions and the veteran spirits over to a certain area, and it's like, why? Just cleave it down and kill it and use AoE. And I think the problem with dungeons is that they're really, really undertuned, realistically, for a lot of the builds that get used. Because if you just go in and you just play a heavy damage build, power, condition damage, whatever, like, stuff's just going to die and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really do anything. If you use reflex, mobs that shoot stuff at you don't do anything. So I think there's just a failure on the part of dungeons and kind of the tuning for that, because, like, they're probably just casual champions and raids, like the champion and raid spirits. I would think those probably have more health than most dungeon bosses do. And, like, Gorseval and all of the other raid bosses have, like, 10 times as much health as Lupicus. I think he's the beefiest. I think he's got, like, almost 3 million, maybe, like 2.8. I don't know. So, I think that's probably the issue.
Well, that's a pretty big chunk of HP for a dungeon boss, though.
Yeah. Most probably have like 500k, maybe a million.
But I'm not sure if that's really a problem. Maybe that's what they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I know. I think that the corner stack thing, like, people make a big deal out of that when that's really not the problem.
Yeah. I just think that there are some mechanics that are kind of inherent to dungeons in and of themselves.
And MMOs, like
stuff. That just happens. It just naturally happens as a result of the mechanics within the game. I don't think that's really a bad thing. People can say it's cheesy. I mean, yeah, sure, it's pretty cheesy. You just, if you stand in this specific spot, none of the mobs can do anything, and they have to run around, and then you just cleave them down in a matter of seconds without taking any damage. But I don't know. I kind of find that sort of stuff cool. The fact that people find this stuff, I like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a different perspective. I just find it entertaining. That Mossman will always be broken. It doesn't matter. Someone will always
Isn't that
find another
fixed now, by the way?
No.
How do people exploit it now?
Epidemic and corrosive poison cloud.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah,
Did I tell you how long it takes to kill Mossman at, like, the highest level?
How long does it take, Brazil?
Like 18 seconds. Because you spawn a veteran, you put 5,000. All right. So you put like 500 bleed stacks on him, yeah? 500 bleed stacks. A wolf spawns. Mossman has 3,000 bleed stacks, and he's just gone. And you put down your clouds. His axes don't do anything. Like, you see him charging up his cross chop or whatever. You just go into Death Shroud and tank it, and then you spin on him with Death Shroud 4 and put poison on him while he's doing that. It just doesn't matter. Like, I don't know, man. Reapers.
The only difficult boss in the game is SAB, right, Rex?
SAB?
Yeah.
SAB is the only hard boss in the game.
It literally
right,
made Rex quit the game, okay? Super Adventure Box, World 1, Zone 1 made him quit the game. It's actually a true story.
You're shitting me.
No, I'm
Rex,
not.
are you
No.
it
was Tribulation mode, in fairness. It was Tribulation mode, but it made him quit
the game.
Yeah. And it made
And he
Kevin.
quit over as Super Adventure Box.
It made Modromoth. World 2 Zone 1 made Kevin basically quit the game. Well, rage quit anyway.
What? What? Is it the realization that you're just that bad at the game and it's not gonna get any better that you might as well just quit?
Well, you know,
I mean-
it's tribulation mode. I don't know. For the first time, you remember the first time you did tribulation mode?
I had
Yeah,
fun
but
with
I
it.
didn't
It's
just
frustrating.
like flip my table and leave the computer. I just
No,
like, played it because it was fun.
He didn't quit. Yeah, Modromoth did not quit the game, but he rage quit the game temporarily.
Okay.
Rage quit the game. But no, Rex did actually uninstall pretty much after that. It was
What
good.
the actual fuck? Is he back though?
No, he's not
No.
back. He just went to go play WoW.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he went to a better game, right?
Yeah.
They don't even have
Yeah.
jumping puzzles in WoW. How can it be
He went to a
better?
game that was even more phase roll.
That's why it's better
Oh,
because
God.
you can't. There's no jumping puzzles.
Yeah, I don't have to jump here.
Yeah. Tribulation mode is harder than raids. I will actually agree that Tribulation mode is a harder jumping puzzle than the Gorseval jumping puzzle. The Gorseval jumping puzzle is not that hard. The mushrooms are quite slippery, though. I always find that it's very easy to fall off the mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's this. Yeah. I always try and win, and then I feel like I'm going to lose, but then everyone just falls off and I win. I am the master of the Gorseval jumping puzzle, except when I'm not. So, yeah. There you
Oh
go.
my gosh.
That's a funny story. It's a funny story. Tribulation mode. That's why people quit the game because of tribulation mode. They just try
They
it.
want
and-
SAP so bad so they could realize that they should quit.
Yeah. It's just, they just realize they can't deal with it. It's too much. The mechanics of the game are too much. Jumping is. They go back to Guild Wars 1 because there you can't jump, only slash jump.
I mean, oh god, I remember speaking of Super Adventure Box, I remember the first time it was around. I actually found it to be challenging, and the same went for like jumping puzzles in general. Like I just was not as good at the mechanics, or like it didn't go as fluidly, or there was not as much flow as there is now compared to then. And so for new players, I could imagine, but Rex is not a new player, is he? Like, how long has he been playing this game?
A long time. He
Not
hasn't-
long
he-
enough, apparently.
Yeah, he didn't play. He didn't play
Definitely.
from launch, but he did play. He's played a decent amount of time, and he's played MMOs for ages.
It's just jumping.
Well,
I
14
mean, God,
years.
man, Jesus.
I think it was more the kind of the troll aspect, how you kind of run into a flower and then
Yeah.
you die, that kind of pissed him off.
It's it's like
I
that
can
category
definitely.
of game or whatever.
Don't get me wrong. I can see how it gets
Hate it.
frustrating.
Oh yeah. I can see that.
Wasn't even
Definitely.
close to that flower. Boom, dead.
Yeah,
Explosion.
exactly.
I don't get mad about stuff like that because that's always how I like studied for homework and stuff.
I get frustrated.
Like
but
I would like memorize a list or something and then repeat it back. And if I made a mistake, I'd just start over from the beginning. And like whenever I would tutor, like I tried to take that approach with some people and it stuck well, and other people they just couldn't handle it because they couldn't handle. Oh no, I'm learning something. It was too much for them. So
learning is hard.
yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. Like I like Super Adventure Box. I thought it was fun. I get more mad at PvP than I ever did at Super Adventure Box.
Oh, me too. That's when I flip my
I-
table and
yeah.
like you have to fucking leave and punch stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck that.
Whenever you are,
When they removed Condi Revenant, you mean when in October when Heart of Thorns launched and Condi Revenant didn't exist?
That was a good time.
Fun times. Yeah, well, yeah. Removing amulets, it's not something I'd really approve of, but they can't solve the problem unless they split the
Yep.
PvP balance. The only reason they had to remove stuff like Mercenary is because they'd have to tweak the professions too much, and it would affect PvE too much, I think, and that's why they got rid of stuff.
it's
and
such a shitty.
as long as they continue along this position, they will have to continue to do that sort of thing in kind of a broad sweeping change instead of a scalpel into the heart of a particularly cancerous build or something. And yeah, they can tackle stuff like Moa because you don't use Moa in PvE, but it's going to
Maybe
be
you
difficult.
should.
Yeah, maybe you
But then
should.
they're
Maybe
gonna
there
make
will
it so they
be.
use it.
How much damage does Moa do to a break bar?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot? Oh, okay. I was going
No.
to say. It could be kind of maybe use that.
I know, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it's better than Gravity Well in like a burst. But that's about it. I don't really know the real numbers.
Oh. Alright then. Well, that's unfortunate. Because that could be, you potentially have a use for that. If your chrono is, if you're not struggling for quickness, but you do suck at break bars, you can just break out the old mower and instantly turn the boss into a mower.
Yeah.
Just better choices.
Good. Yeah.
Just a better choice there.
Yeah, it's time warp. It's good shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know that's an interesting thing. How many bosses are we getting this time?
How many bosses are we getting?
Are we getting another trio?
3?
What do you guys think?
Oh my god.
No, we technically have 5 in one too, right? Because the trio's 3 bosses.
It's 3 bosses. Counts as more.
Oh god.
That's gonna kill Lynx. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
How many are we getting? I don't.
We're
getting.
It really aggravates me. 3 aggravates me, to be quite honest.
Wait, 3?
I don't think it's enough.
What? Oh, it's not enough. Like they did say that there was going to be between 2 and 4, right? Am I getting this wrong? Maybe I'm getting these wrong. I think they said at one time that it was going to be somewhere between 2 and 4 for any raid that they made.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I mean, they've had 3, 2, but I don't think
The only answer is 1. 1. It's just to keep.
They have 1 boss.
One
it's
boss.
just that. Construct.
Well, I actually know for a fact there are 3 encounters at minimum because Paul came in my chat and said that he was looking forward to us dying to the 3rd boss.
Okay.
All right.
So there is 3 minimum.
Did you say the 3rd boss specifically, or the
no.
3rd encounter?
Well,
Because that means there's 3 bosses.
Well, we said 3 bosses, but they might refer to encounter as a boss though.
Oh, okay.
So
that's that spirit section in between.
I mean, they probably count the trio as a
between
boss.
and Guardian.
yeah,
That's a boss.
that's a boss.
Oh, we have a lot of bosses there. Oh
It's
my
a lot
goodness.
of bosses. But yeah, so the keep construct is boss number 1, right?
Probably.
Or is it 1?
I think so.
Yeah.
They said it was the first.
They
say
always
it was
tease the first one first.
Yeah.
Regardless.
It's
Like,
the least
Sloth is one of
spoilerish
them,
one.
and then- yeah. Because it's the one everybody's gonna see anyways. When they go into the-
Yeah.
And then die to
The
it.
Veil Guardian, the
Yeah.
Slothosaur, they have nothing to do with anything. They're just there. So I mean, it's the same with
but
Keep
it's-
Construct probably.
Is it though? Because the sloth was mutated into a giant sloth, and the Veil Guardian was summoned by the giant energy or some shit.
Well, activated.
It's
yeah.
probably that this was like
It's the same cause and effect.
like a statue got electrocuted or something, and then like the white.
But there's
crystal- we have a statue that's electrocuted now.
There's the Bloodstone.
But yeah, exactly. They have the Bloodstone thing on it, so maybe that has been influenced by the Bloodstone as well, and it's gotten to life. I don't know how that would happen. Never really seen that, but all right. I mean, they can twist it however they want. It's their story.
Well, there was some kind of teaser on the was it the Guild Wars 2 Tumblr or something, and it was like they were forcing the prisoners to make statues or something, or making some kind of
cut stone.
Yeah, cut stone in some way. So it could be some kind of white mantle kind of magic.
Here's the thing,
shit
right?
Going on.
Speaking of the statues, a lot of people, and I saw this in chat as well, a lot of people think it's like Baradin or someone in the Confessor something. Yeah.
Right.
One of the dudes from the White Mantle. But like if you go to the very end of Salvation Pass and look through the entire arena around the edges, it's the same statue all around. It's that face. They've used the same face. I don't know if it's a particular dude or if it's just a standard thing. Because
it
it's
might be
statue all around.
Confessor Isaiah.
It might be.
I mean, it might be a statue of a particular person. Mordremoth is saying Isaiah or maybe Saul. I mean, it could be a statue of either of those people. Now, I don't know that doesn't necessarily mean that the construct itself is the spirit of, or the essence of that person. I think more than likely the Bloodstone Shard has somehow animated the statue with its magic or whatever the case is, and the statues all just happen to be carvings of whoever.
Definitely. my bet is that just like my logic here goes as follows with the Veil Guardian and the and Slothosaur, that it's not going to be anything particular or anyone particular. It's
Right.
just going to be like a
Magic.
warm up boss for the story or whatever that doesn't tell anything about anything. It might be a statue of whoever that came to life, but I don't think that it's actually going to be any particular person. I think that's stretching it way too much.
It's warm-up boss. Lore warm-up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Warm up boss.
A Lorma boss.
A lore-up boss, yeah. Oh, Kevin. Modromoth has
I mean-
saved us. He says it's Isaiah.
Confess to
okay,
Isaiah,
that's
or just because they look alike, it does not mean that they're the same. Because
Let
there's-
me tell you this thing that people do sometimes. When you have people that like believe in something very passionately, there's a name for these type of people. But they'll see something, like maybe this happens to be just a general statue of a white mantle person, and then maybe the white mantle see it and say, "Oh, it's a Confessor Isaiah. It's a sign." And maybe that's the perspective you're falling into because you're looking at it and you're trying to find something specifically.
Like my
Maybe
my
there's not
potato chip
something.
that looks like Ronald
Yeah.
Reagan.
Yeah.
the Texas Shooter Fallacy, I think it's called.
The what?
The Texas Shooter Fallacy.
Okay.
The
I mean, I have guns and I'm in Texas. Is this about me?
you're probably look it up. Anyways, I think that was what we were going for. Anyways,
Wow.
Why
You're
does it say
saying
offline?
things,
Are we dead?
What?
I don't think so.
No, it's just Twitch.
No.
It's just
It's
a
fine
bug.
to me.
Twitch does that shit all the time.
Okay.
Just breaks.
we're so popular it breaks.
Yeah, we're so popular. It's too much.
So many viewers.
There's too much knowledge on this stream.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah. Oh my
Right.
damn.
blowing the entire thing up.
Chat was talked about Living Story 3 a little bit while back. How soon do you guys think after Wing 3? It's
I hope so.
How long ago? April. What is this? April, March. We're getting it in like a month.
like a month? Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we're getting it with the the next
Feature
that
pack.
thing, the seasons or whatever. What are they called? What are they called?
The feature
April
packs.
pack.
Quarterly updates?
Feature
Or,
pack. That-
Quarterly, yeah,
updates.
quarterly updates.
Quarterly
yeah.
thingamajig. Yeah, we're getting it in a month's time. That's my my guess.
It'll be July 12th.
Probably.
Because PvP ends on July 11th.
7th.
Does it?
11.
Oh, does it?
It's
really?
always the
It's
7th,
7th.
isn't it? It's
It's
always
always
the
the
7th
7th.
with you, Brazil. Always the 7th. Although you were almost right with regards to the raid. I
No,
will
I
give
was
you
right.
that. How are you right? This is some
Last
kind of
week
weird
you
joke.
said-
Stop. How was you right,
Yeah,
man? Just by default, like
Yeah.
Gilbert's winning
I was
the
right.
What?
thing for PvP.
All right. Okay. Tea time trivia
Can't
test,
stop that.
guys.
I apologize.
Was it Boots who said the 14th? Was Boots right? I think
don't
he
fucking
was.
care.
It was me.
It wasn't you.
It
You
was
said
me.
You said the 28th, didn't you?
Well, Boots said the 28th.
I said the 20 something. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Why am I?
What?
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 What? What's up?
I'm confused.
In Discord suddenly in a voice channel.
Nice. Everyone can
pulled
hear you
in.
privately.
Yeah.
Why is this? Hold on. What? Let me try something.
Oh.
Is this what does it?
Do you have a hotkey going or something?
No, I thought maybe it happened from going to it on my phone to copy a link in a chat, but
I think Mordremoth probably won the trivia. He said this Ink said it.
It was. Oh. Ink said the 14th. So Inks was right.
What? Celebrations.
There we go.
Pop the champagne bottles.
Yeah. Good
It's
job,
happening,
Inks. You
boys.
win. You win.
all of a
To be
sudden it says
fair,
I've been there for
I
20
guess like
minutes.
6 dates.
Yeah. All right.
Same for Boots.
All
right.
So he also said the 14th. Interesting. Oh, goddamn it.
I have
lose.
to check this real quick. When is the July 12th? What day of the week is that?
It's a Monday,
Someone
isn't it?
tell me, 'cause I'm gonna have to fucking look this shit up.
It's
Well, it'll be
the
on a
12th is a
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah.
There you go.
The 12th. It's coming
Oh.
on the 12th.
Whoa.
July 12th.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Definitely.
There we go.
Prepare yourself. If it's not
100%
there,
confirmed.
100%.
letters to Teapot.
That's a good
100%.
song. I have to link that song now. Oh my
Okay.
god, it's a good song.
There we go. Living
it
story.
fits exactly. It fits exactly with their schedule. It's
Oh
on
my
the 12th.
God. It's on the
It's
12th.
either the 12th or the 26th, and I think it's the 12th because there's no need for it to have 2 weeks of break. Yeah.
I love
Calling
this
it.
song.
We cracked the code, guys. We cracked the code. All right. We now know. We know everything. We know everything. We know it all.
The
All right.
mysterious code.
And the ArenaNet code.
The ArenaNet code.
The
The ArenaNet code. The Delasio code. Delasio, rather. Fuck,
Yeah.
I fucked that up. Never mind. But yeah, okay. I actually want to ask
It's
your
time for
perspective
one
on
provider.
Deroir, because everyone else has previously given their perspective on this. Will Living Story 3 satisfy people, or will they just baby rage and become
Of course they'll
incredibly
baby
angry?
rage.
Do you think
They'll. All right, I'm calling it right now. People will love it for about 2 weeks, and then they'll hate it. That's it. That's the same thing that goes for everything in this fucking game. This is amazing. Oh my god, they outdone themselves again, and then they hate it the next week. Yeah, that's how it's gonna go.
if it cures the cancer of players, will that be good enough for r/Guild Wars 2?
The only thing that could cure this cancer that we're referring to would be the same amount of content coming out regularly. Like, just like we had it in season whatever, but it should still be higher quality than they are able to produce, and that's not possible because, well, obviously it's not. There's no way that people will ever get satisfied anymore with this game because they are addicted to more content, but at the same time they want it to be really quality content, and those two things just don't match. Like, it's the polar opposites, and so everyone will always be somewhat disheartened by this by the future of this game. So unless you get used to that, unless you get used to maybe stepping down your super amazing play hours every day and coming back regularly instead, then yeah, you are going to just get more and more frustrated with this game regardless. Like, that's where it's headed for a lot of players.
To make legendary armor, you'll never be bored. Always have something.
Always have more provisioner tokens to make. What if Brazil?
This, I
again?
think the salt is going to be magnified this time for Living Story 3 because we've waited so long.
Yeah.
It's
For
the
following
old-
releases, it might not be quite as bad, but for the first one,
Yeah.
it can't. I don't think it's going to live up to the hype of a lot of people. I think it can't possibly live up to the hype that some people are expecting.
It's half.
How do you think they're
They've
syndrome.
waited for so long.
Are they going to do an episode at a time? Like, okay, we're going to start the season now, and every other week we're going to put out an episode? Or will they just drop everything? Like, drop the base and everyone will just go fucking insane.
We got it in an hour.
I think it
Oh, yeah,
really
exactly.
depends. It really depends how much they have. If they realize that, shit, we haven't done as much as people are expecting, then they'll put it over a couple of weeks. Maybe even months. But if they have a lot, then they'll do bigger chunks and maybe have smaller breaks. Larger breaks, rather. If they've got a lot, they'll just drop a piece. They'll wait a few weeks, drop another piece, and then go again. It depends how much.
Would that
they
be
got.
satisfying, though?
If they're going to do that, they should really release something that says they're doing that. Now, Morjamal is saying they talked about it at maybe the MomoCon panel.
What the hell is a MomoCon?
I don't know. Something in... I don't know.
Are they going to be at E3, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Indeed.
They have,
They haven't
they have,
talked about it, but yeah.
they have a
I
small...
was about to say why. Like,
Do they have anything?
Probably...
Are they
Probably
planning
across the
something?
raid.
When is E3? Hold on, I'll find out.
okay, the only, and this is super conspiracy theorists, whatever. The only reason I could see them going to E3 would be to actually announce the next expansion.
No way. It's too early.
What?
Is it?
It's too early. Yeah. They made that mistake last year, announcing way too early.
Yeah.
Well, they might be
No.
doing the
Do
same thing.
again.
They might just.
No.
They might announce it
No.
really early. Why
It's
not?
gonna happen
They,
again.
they finally concluded everything that they promised for Heart of Thorns, the Legendary Armor, blah blah blah. And the Living Story pops right as Season 3 goes live.
No.
So,
No.
okay,
You don't
this Living
understand.
Story is going to progress, and all this hype, rates are out. Look what you have to look forward to.
You've gone
next
too far with
winter
it already.
Or summer.
No.
Oh
They
yeah,
had,
I told
they
you.
had
it was
a
like
whole
conspiracy
panel.
shit.
They had a whole panel at PAX, like a whole show. It was live streamed and everything. You know, on E3, E3 is like, okay, let's have like an hour and let's have 50 PC game companies in to talk for 5 minutes about their game. And that's what happens at E3 for PC games.
Yeah.
Because E3 is like entirely like Bethesda has a press conference. Nintendo doesn't show up again, or if they do, they have a failure console. And then people arguing about Sony and Microsoft. That's all that happens at E3. Like, PC game stuff's not a big deal at E3.
It's going to be a Living Story 3 hype.
They probably.
They're not even going to
Look-
talk about Living
but-
Story 3.
I
They're
think
going
they,
to
I
talk
think they
about,
might.
we're going to permanently reduce
When
the
is
price
E3?
of Heart of Thorns, and they're going to talk about all the features it already has. That's what they're going to do at E3. It's not going to be anything new.
When is E3, by the way?
Like the 16th of June. So it's like, I don't know.
It's like in a couple days.
Yeah, it's next weekend. It's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
All right, they're not gonna announce anything then.
They're not
They're
going
just gonna. They're probably gonna talk about the raid then. That's it.
Ooh, excuse me.
Well, they could
Jesus,
be
I
also-
can't stop yawning.
They
Oh, no, I
could,
saw it.
they could be talking about,
The
raid and the Living Story, and then maybe they have some kind of mechanic overhaul. They have, because I mean their feature packs, quarterly updates are actually pretty good. They actually fix the game in a lot of ways, which is pretty nice. And they could be having something like that. Well, maybe they'll do something to fractals or make fractals. Maybe they want to bring fractals back into the mix because they're probably not going to do it with the dungeons. And in fact, they're almost certainly not going to do anything with dungeons ever again. That it's kind of like a shit in the corner of their office they don't really want to touch. But with fractals, they will make it. They will make them return. They will force them back into the spotlight of the beautiful game that is Guild Wars.
the Guild Wars-
about Necromancers.
The Guild Wars 2 expansion, the next one, will be in January.
That's just too soon.
Wait, what?
I don't think it'll be January.
It'll be in January. The announcement will be in January.
Oh, the
again.
announcement. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
yeah.
fine.
the
Yeah.
announcement.
But
It
it won't
won't
be
come until
released.
Christmas.
Makes
It'll
sense.
come. It'll come at
It'll be a
PAX
similar
South
time.
again.
Similar time, I think. Yeah.
If it's at PAX South, I'm gonna go this year.
Ooh.
I think it will be.
I'll go to PAX South.
They'll just repeat what they did last time. Worked so well, right?
I'll be the
it wa-
PvE Thug Life guy.
Yeah.
at the very latest, it'll be in Boston, but I think it's gonna be at PAX South again.
I don't know the schedule of anything.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I'm like Jon
I
Snow.
don't know, Kev.
I know nothing.
South is in January.
Oh, Game of Thrones
Boston
tonight.
is
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Oh my god.
March or April. Well, they moved it this past year. April, I think. I think they announced Heart of Thorns too early for what they had done. I think
but
I think
did
if they
like,
announced it
it's
like
the same,
right
it's
now,
the
it
same,
would have been the perfect time.
the time that they spent hyping it is basically the same as any other expansion that you see anywhere else. It was a long time for the very dedicated people that were just digging through every piece of information that we could get our hands on, but it was quite normal for anything else. Or everyone else, I mean.
The really telling thing
Sorry.
will be after we get an announcement, if they can keep the game updated this time. Because last time they weren't able to do that. So
I mean, what they're doing
That'll be
right
the big
now is
concern.
the quarterly things. So, I mean,
we'll see.
they're bundling stuff together. They're not. It seems to be the reason why they went away from the whole 2-week new updates, whatever, was so that they wouldn't get themselves stressed out, and so they're doing this instead. Even if they wanted to make it, like, they wouldn't get stressed out, even if they wanted to make an expansion. And so I don't think that it's going to be that much of a problem. It's going to be comparable to what we see now.
I think they're definitely more prepared for the next time. They've already got, a team working on expansion stuff, and I don't know that they had the same kind of leeway with the same amount of people for Heart of Thorns. That would be my guess.
Don't know.
Because you got to
knows?
remember, with Heart of Thorns, pre-Heart of Thorns, before they started working on it, they also had the Chinese launch, the China launch, And that took, we know from developer comments and conversations that took way more resources than they originally intended for that to take in order to launch in that country.
Yeah.
And before that, we had Living Story Season 1, which they tried something. Unfortunately, it didn't work the way they wanted it to. And so, those resources were kind of spent in that circumstance. So they have a lot more preparation time, I think, for the next expansion. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope.
I certainly do.
I hope.
Because I
Yeah.
think it will be a serious problem if the state of the game was the same as Half-Thorns. Less than people were expecting, and also a little bit broken.
Can't survive it.
Yeah. Honestly, it
It'll
would
be
still
really
survive.
detrimental.
You know what? And this is actually this is a thing that always comes up. At the end of the day, this always comes up. It honestly wouldn't matter, even if the next expansion was a piece of shit. The only people who would be upset would be people like us,
Yeah.
fucking
definitely.
whiny tryhards whiny tryhard role players. Even it wouldn't make any difference
true.
to the most
true.
people. It wouldn't make any difference. I don't think people would go an
It would only make a
expansion is out.
difference
There's
to
more
those
stuff I
vocal-
can buy in the gem store. Yeah.
Vocal on the internet.
More
Yeah.
wings.
You remember?
Extra
Okay.
wings. Next expansion just means 4+ biomes. Yeah, just add more biomes. Add more layers, actually. In fact, the map should be taller than it
Ogres
is
have
wide.
layers.
Yeah.
That still triggers me to this day.
The biomes.
The biomes
The
thing?
biome thing. I mean, going into Heart of Thorns, maybe I'm alone. I don't think I am, though. Going into Heart of Thorns, didn't we believe, or weren't we led to believe, that every map would have 3 biomes?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But do
I
they
don't
not
even
kind of
care.
have 3 biomes?
Not every.
No,
every, but
they
But
don't.
They don't.
Tangled
they don't
Depths
at
kind
all.
of does. Vernon Brink does, sort of, maybe.
Arc Basin does not, for sure.
Or Basin has kind of 2, doesn't it?
Not even really. I mean, you've got the underground of the city, but that's
Arc
it.
Basin it's just a green. Like it's
And Dragon Stand has what?
no.
One-
What has,
one.
Dragon's has plenty.
Yeah.
Tangled Depth also has.
Oh no!
two.
Dragon's Stand has elements from every single map. It
No,
has
I'm talking about
Rotanovan.
biomes. I'm talking about
Yeah,
level
I know.
of
Yeah.
what
Do you know what a biome is?
what basement
learned that
biome does
way
Dragon
after.
Stand have?
A biome is like a climate, like an environment. Like in Minecraft, you have biomes. You have like snow, you have like desert, you have like rain, you have like tundra. Like in Dragon Stand, you have the area that's like, it's like, it looks like fleshy chalk, like structures and like teeth and horns and shit. It like the environment looks very fleshy and kind of like alive and creepy. And then you've got like the Rotanovis like area, like the rocks are like hex shaped and they like layer out of the ground and shit. Then you've got like the Auric Basin like construct stuff that they have in there, whatever the fuck the Exalted make their architecture. And then you've got just like jungly Mordrum areas. So there's like a lot happening in Dragon Stand. It's all like very segmented.
Right, but when ArenaNet explained what they consider biomes, that's not what they.
Oh,
That's not the way they explained it. They explained it as levels.
okay.
So you have
they
the
had a
floor,
different-
the canopy, and you have the basement.
Yeah.
3 different levels. Forget the biome word, but each map was supposed to have 3 different levels. Well, that's not true.
It's not true at all.
It's not true at all, right?
2 of them
And,
don't.
and there was a lot of people, myself included, who kind of feels like a jackass making videos explaining, like, guys, it's okay. I know we only got 4 maps, which sucks, but each map has 3 levels. And that's not true at all. It was never true. But you were kind of led to believe that was true, at least on some level.
I think we've beaten this dead horse long enough.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure.
for, like,
turning into
ever
glue.
Ever since it actually
Yeah.
dropped Heart of Thorns. So, I mean,
Wow. You got a big fan there, Deroir. Check that
yeah.
out.
He wants to be the mother of my children.
Yeah.
Did I just say he?
It's going to be difficult for him.
Wow. It's a bit of Kappa Pride. A Kappa Pride action going on. Yeah. Have we... Wait, what was the heated topic you wanted to talk about, Deroir? When you whispered me?
Legendary armor.
Was that the heated topic?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
And how we're not getting it.
I'm very scared.
I was hoping for
Dude,
drama.
we're not gonna get it.
I was hoping for
We're
epic
not
drama. But now it's not going to happen.
I'm like I'm very curious to see how the community will react, because in the end, a lot of people
It doesn't even matter.
a lot of people are already complaining that it's only the 1% or 5% of players that are playing raids, and so shouldn't it also only be those 5% that were complaining about not getting the armor? But I bet you right now that the entire Reddit front page will be littered with complaints from more than 5% of the fucking community, just going ham that they can't get this legendary armor right now, that they weren't even going to be able to get anyways because they're not playing the fucking raid.
Yeah,
I think people would complain for the sake of complaining, but I think there will be an uproar of drama. And I can't wait.
It's because you can effectively buy the legendary armor, because you can just say, all right, well, these guys, they can do Sabbather with 6 people. I'm gonna be the 7th guy. I'm just gonna lie on the ground dead, and then I can get my collection. Right? It's just you don't have to actually do the raid to be able to get legendary armor. You have to be able to get into a group and pay some money to a guy who is willing to carry you through the raid.
Yeah.
So when is Salt opening up that service for people?
Never.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, we already have that. We just do it for free.
We go for free.
I don't know. Like, people, like, if it's just a legendary weapon, like, people are just gonna convert gems to gold anyways, or gold to gems. Money to gold. That's what we do. Money to gems to gold. Like, that's what people are gonna do with the legendary armor.
I mean, like Deroir was saying, there's going to be a lot of people who really never had full intentions on getting the armor, going to complain that they can't get the armor anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Then you're going to have people who have been doing the raids consistently, and they're going to complain because the system in which they now have to find themselves in is going to just suck and be a gold sink. And you're probably still not going to end up with legendary armor after you're spending all that gold. You're going to end up with some stage of it. Yeah. And then you're going to have a lot of people, when they actually see what the precursor looks like, say, that is the worst thing I've ever seen.
God, let's hope that doesn't happen.
How could you do this to me? How could you do this to me? How could you do this to me?
Well, a precursor doesn't have to look good, though, does it? I mean, you're not going to see a lot.
But people are going to see the precursor, and if they don't like it, which there were, I mean, there's always going to be people who don't like a particular thing. It's just the way it works. I mean, the legendary should probably be based off of what the precursor looks like, right? Some sort of, derivative.
Yes and no, because I don't know anything about the new Heart of Thorns legendaries. I think the way that those start off, like, they have the same, like, shape and everything, like the pistol. I think I've seen the pistol. It's like just a plain gold pistol. Then you upgrade it and you put, like, tubes and shit on it, and then it turns into Hope. And, like, Astralaria, like, it starts out as, like, a plain gold axe. Right. And then it looks more like Astralaria. The problem with, like, the Central Tyrian legendaries is, like, all right, we're making Twilight. We have this, like, fucking crooked-ass demon sword that looks like a Harry Potter or something.
No, they changed that.
Yeah, it actually looks kind of cool now.
Dusk and stuff has a new skin.
The very first tier of them, like the Colossus experiment or whatever. Yeah. Those look like the old things. They look like disasters.
But that what you're saying right now implies that there will be 3 steps of armor. There will be, like we see in the collection, it says experimental, and then what's going to be the precursor? Is the precursor going to look much different from the experimental one that you can just pick out of the first chest?
Yeah, that's the point. That's exactly the point. I don't know what it's going to look like. I haven't seen any legendary armor anywhere. I don't know what the previews look like. I mean, I'm already started making progress for it so I can have it because it's something I want to have regardless. But, like, it's all unknown. I have no idea. I have no idea what any of it's going to look like.
Assuming the precursor should look somewhat close to what the final product will be, I still want the precursor to look at least a little bit good.
Yes.
And I'm really scared that it's not going to.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are going to say it looks amazing. Some people are going to say it looks like trash. It's just the way it goes.
The precursor should be something that gets you excited to have the end result.
Yeah. It should be something that you want to wield till you get the rest of the materials for
The precursor for like Dusk and Dawn, like those look really good. They're incredible.
Yeah.
Like I mean, precursor.
The Heart of Thorns weapons, they're just the same weapon without the effect.
Yeah.
And that's fair enough. That's cool enough. And then you add the effect, and wow, all right.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
Colossus. Colossus is like the Juggernaut, but it doesn't have the like tube in it.
Yeah.
It's like metal stuff, and I have that one. It's pretty cool. I like it.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, we will have to see.
What I fear the most, though, like, or not the most. There's so many fears with this thing. I'm not even joking. Like, another
Fears
thing that
for
I
fears.
fear. Yeah.
Shout,
Like, this
shout,
is just,
let it all out.
this is just panic and PTSD, all of like
Uh-oh,
colliding on
get your
Tuesday.
Tumblr out.
He's triggered.
Yeah. Triggered. No, like I'm scared that we'll have to, like, if we don't get the legendary or whatever now, if we just get the precursor, which we are assuming, what will be the next step? Will it be the living story? Will it be tied to the living story, or will it be tied to
the story?
another raid? Because most likely, if
Both
the
of those suck as options.
if the living story is coming out on the 12th of July, as we predicted here, you heard it here first, folks, then it's most likely that it's going to be tied to the living story. And that's going to suck ass.
Why?
Because
What's
why
wrong
would
with
that
that?
make any sense?
Oh,
Because
you
it's-
mean thematically? It wouldn't make any sense.
Well, both that as well. That unless the theme from the raid carries on to the living story, then it won't make sense in that regard. But then again, the envoy thing doesn't really. It's a very stretched theme for the raid in general. Anyways, it's more along the lines of like, I don't want it to be trivialized necessarily. I don't want it to be easy. I know a lot of the things for the first collection of the envoy armor is actually really easy. If you just know how to do the raid once or twice, yeah, you're golden. You're through that collection anyways. I just want something more than living story, because we know the living story achievements are so piss easy anyways. They have a history of being that, at least.
Or you can just exploit them really easily. Like, don't get hit by a centaur. Okay, I'll just stand on this stick and they can't touch me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but what would satisfy you then? What would you want that would be challenging enough to
they
give
make
it the
videos
prestige
about
it
that.
needs?
The problem is
Yeah.
that if they tie it to another raid or whatever, we're gonna have to wait another year, and so it's only coming out in 2017 anyways. I mean,
So
no matter how you spin it, I don't see a positive result. I really don't.
I think there will be
So-
another raid this year, though. Maybe, or at least part
you?
of one. I do, yeah.
I think they'd rather
So-
save it for next year, to be honest.
uh,
Even if they
let's
made
hope.
it.
some people are saying that there was a couple of different comments about the difficulty of getting raid armor or getting the legendary armor, excuse me, and as well as the cost. They don't want it to be 3,000 gold. Well, they already said that it would be the same cost as a single weapon,
Yeah.
a legendary weapon. But I assume that they mean the Heart of Thorns legendary weapons, because those are more expensive than the originals, generally speaking. So those are what, 2,200, 2,300 gold, 2,400 gold, something like that to make in materials. So I imagine legendary armor is going to be 2,400, 2,500 gold, a gold sink, in addition to whatever else you have to do. with the-
I've
stuff
already
like that.
spent probably about 2,000.
Right, and you're not. It's not even. You don't even know what like the other parts of the collection are.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm
see
not-
how- however.
Expect to spend between 2 and 3K at least minimum.
I think it's between.
Oh, hot
somewhere-
legendary. Solely
think it-
saying they're 3 to 3.3K gold. So
I'd
there you
say
go.
3 to 4.
All right. Well, there you go.
I mean, like, I've legit spent 2,000 gold, and I don't have the precursor armor yet, and I
Yeah.
don't know what it's going to take to upgrade that.
yeah.
So expect to drop 3,000 plus gold on the legendary armor, and you won't be disappointed. I still think that's a bunch of bullshit, but anyway.
Yep. Nevermore
Yeah, I think it
is
is too.
3,500 according to GW2 BLTC right now. I just checked it.
I think that's complete BS, and I hate
Is
that
it though?
system.
Why? You don't like that it's just a gold sink?
Yeah, I don't. People are talking about they want it to be challenging to get. There's nothing challenging about gold.
Yeah. But should you have to do slippery slubbling to do it and stuff like that?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All the achievements.
You know what? I actually agree. I think. Yeah, I think that's correct. I think
Why
you
not?
should do every
That's
achievement.
legendary. That's legendary.
Or at least as legendary as
3,000
they're
gold.
willing to make it.
Hold
yeah.
on. Let me get my fucking credit card. 3,000
Oh.
gold is not legendary. I'm not gonna show it on stream, but fuck, here's my credit card. I'm legendary. No, come on.
So what you're telling me,
Yeah, don't
Carnifex
surprise.
2005, is that you think you do, but you don't. Is that what you're telling me?
No one wants it to be challenging. They just think that. I think that's true for a number of people.
For some,
But I want it to be challenging. And you know what? If I can't do it because I suck, well then that'll be disappointing to me. But I still don't want it to be here's my credit card. Let me just have my freaking legendary.
Can I have free rares? Well,
You know what? Why we're at it, fuck it. Why we're at it, let's just sell legendary armor on the trading post. Let
no,
me just sell it
no,
on the TP, and
Do it, we can get all
everybody
skins.
can fucking
What?
buy it. Everybody can buy it. There you go. Everybody get your credit card out. Fuck doing the raids at all.
Well,
Let Brazil craft it, and then he can sell it on the trading post, and you can get your credit card out and
But
buy
think
it.
about
That
it,
should be
Inks,
the
you
way
can
it
you can
is.
already do that. With all we know, you can already do that. But the only difference is that some of it you buy on the LFG and some of it you buy on the
Well,
trading post.
That's true. You're
Right?
absolutely right.
You know,
just pay the LFG.
you can just buy some delusional elitists to hook you up and kill the
You're
boss
not
for
wrong.
you, and then you can
not-
just buy all the shitty fucking open world bullshit farm on the trading post, and then you have to wait 25 days and get all those provisioner tokens. Isn't that right, Brazil?
I'm reading a Reddit post. I'm not paying attention.
Is it about provisioner tokens?
Provision tokens are great. And those were interesting because I hated them and I still hate them, but I didn't know what to do after I finished. I was like, oh, fuck. I don't have to log in at reset and go run around to 15 different waypoints to double click on a vendor and trade an item. I'm free, and it was
I'm free. Dobby is free.
it was a very bizarre feeling.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a worse feeling than I had when I graduated high school. It was like this thing I had. I did this for so long.
but
Well, I mean,
Oh my
I
God.
kind of
Free? Yes.
my high schools helped me because they kind of kicked me out early a couple of times. So it's like I had more than one.
They gave you a
graduation.
vacation. They knew
Yeah,
you needed it.
they gave me a couple of vacations.
you get used to it before it
So,
happened.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's nice.
Who is Sam? Well, the
Sam
one and
Lee.
only Sam Majesty, of course.
Sam Never Lucky.
He should make a character called that.
Yeah, honestly, he should be entitled to the name Never Lucky. Although there's only some guy did the stats on it, and it's only about 10. But he was 1 in 10. It's a 10% chance to be that unlucky, roughly. Just a little bit under 10%.
Well, he won. He won then.
Yeah,
He still got the record, right? I think he still got the record. He
RNG.
did- The last record.
10% was in his favor.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
So he won the competition of being unlucky. So he's got
Congrats.
that going for him.
Yeah.
In before we
The
get
World
killed
Ser-
by
the-
Lazarus and get
The World
rescued
Series
by
of
the
Poker
Embers.
is going on right now. There's lots of people in that boat of never lucky.
Never
Nice.
lucky, baby rage. Well, there's tournaments for Cardstone every single day, and there's loads of money
There you
that
go.
you win there. You should go be a professional Hearthstone player, Brazil.
No.
Yeah.
I'd be really good at it. I could do it. I'd be a very successful Hearthstone streamer,
There we go.
but I hate that game.
Yeah. If Yu-Gi-Oh was a popular game to stream, the client, would you stream it?
Probably not.
Oh.
So I get really mad at it. I get mad at any form of PvP.
Yeah.
I just can't. I just get incredibly mad.
Wow.
It's
I
a
know that feeling,
combination
bro.
Yeah.
of like extreme self-criticism and also just hating every other human being. So like when you mix those two together, it's like, oh my god, I fucked up. I made a little mistake, and this guy, like by accident, because I know he's not very good, just happened to press a skill that capitalized on the mistake I made. Or this warrior is literally just pressing buttons, and I can't beat him because it's not possible for this build.
Yeah,
So.
he's bashing his keyboard really hard, and your HP is disappearing. Such is the way of the warrior.
Stupid warriors.
Yeah.
Fucking retarded gameplay.
Let's see. Do you guys
I
think
see. Our
that them
Dorian is on the
focusing
stream now.
Yeah, I think he actually got me killed by luring the bow to attack me. So
Yeah,
he was my undoing. Do you think them focusing on raids? Well, they're not focusing on raids, are they? And tossing aside PvE, that's making a doomsday of the game for those who don't raid. I mean,
No.
they claim, all we can go by is what they claim. They claim that the raids did not affect the progression of any of the other teams.
And I would say that is absolutely true. What we know, at least what ArenaNet tells us, is that the raid team is what, 6 people, something like that.
Yeah.
6 to 8 people, whatever. Everybody else is either working on the new expansion or living story stuff. There's a small fractal team in World War.
I think it's a wording here, believing that they focus on the raid solely just because it's the only content that we see. It's
right.
I think that's the misunderstanding here, because that's not necessarily the case. It's just the one that they're putting out right now. They're still focusing on a lot of other stuff,
Sure.
and the game
easy.
will be a lot better like when they drop all the other stuff, and you all will be a lot more happy about the game state of the game. But right now,
the glider team is 50 people.
oh
Yeah.
they're just those gliders everywhere.
You know those
God.
those macaw wings? It
new
took 50 people to
wings.
recolor them again. Just for
So
change it from
anyway,
the-
I think it's definitely easy to feel like they're not focusing on general PvE content because we haven't really seen any of it. April 19th seen a big revamp to the way the maps and stuff work, but we haven't actually seen any new general open world PvE content. So I understand why people feel that way, but that's not coming at the expense of, like, the raids is not coming at the expense of general PvE content. I understand why people think that, but they actually had a post, a Reddit post or something, where one of the devs said, "Look, this what you guys are saying isn't true. I understand why you think that way, but the truth is that this is the raid team is compromised.
Truth is, we're not doing anything.
and other people are working on other projects.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that it's taken this long to get Living Story 3 out to us, but
Oh.
they're also committed to quarterly things, so it's not like they're going to release Living Story 3 outside of a quarterly. I don't think.
That's exactly why I think actually the Living Story will be dropped all in the same, just because they've been
Boom.
working on it so long.
Yeah.
At least
If
a
they
good
have a-
portion.
If they have a
Maybe not
lot,
all
then that's a
of
great
the
idea.
season.
Because that allows everyone to play it through at their own pace. Because
Yeah.
for a whole massive, well, actually no, for a small chunk of the population, they'll just burn through it in a day. Just we're done, right? There's a good amount of people who will just do it all in one go. Yeah, exactly. Like this guy. Yeah, and honestly, I'll probably do it in one go as well. This is just if there's something to finish, you just got to finish it, right? This is
Yeah, exactly.
what you got to do. But yeah, as Modern says, it will be episodes, very likely.
Most
But still,
likely,
it could
yeah.
be big episodes, But I think Living Story is where they're going to deliver their PvE content, isn't it? So I think it's not really particularly accurate to say they've abandoned it, because they'll be bringing in new maps and various new PvE encounters, and with that, it will bring more events and stuff like that, more open world PvE content. So I think that's just that's their delivery method. Living Story is their delivery method for PvE. So I don't think they have abandoned it.
Also, the whole episodic thing, it creates the illusion of more content. Yeah, if they do it episodic, like, oh, I'll burn through this in an hour, but I have a few achievements here and there, and then 2 weeks after, there's going to be a new chapter, and I'll burn through it in an hour anyways. But because it took me 3 months to get through the entire thing of, like, I don't know, 9 chapters or whatever, which I could have done in a single day, it just feels like a lot more.
Yeah, and you'll have events to grind.
Strategically.
You'll have materials to gather.
Strategically, it will be a lot better for them to do it episodic, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So at the end of Living Story Season 3, are we going to get another expansion teaser?
Well, it would be sensible. It depends. It depends if they think they
It's
can
totally
fit another season in, right? Because we had 1 and 2 seasons for the original core game, right? So then they might
I
do
think-
3, 4 expansion, 5, 6 expansion. Forever.
I think it's a single. I think it's a single
Yeah.
one. I think they're so streamlined right now. Like if Heart of Thorns was any indication as to how they were going to tell the story, it would just signify that they are going they're trying to get from point A to point B as fast as possible. They're trying to get from Heart of Thorns to expansion 2 or whatever, and they're going to tell a little story in between, and that's it.
So
But
that creates a big problem, though. That creates the same problem we had with the last expansion.
Yeah.
And I don't really see a good way. I don't see a really great way around it. So we get Living Story 3 in July, and let's say it lasts us. So let's say it's supposed to last the rest of the year. And of course there'll be Halloween and there'll be Winter's Day and other stuff thrown in there as well. And maybe Queen's Gauntlet will come back at some point. That might be nice. But let's say it lasts the rest of the year, and then in January, new expansion is announced. If you announce a new expansion and you say the new expansion is called Frozen Heart and it's all about Jormag, right? So then did Living World Season 3 or Living Story 3, whatever you call it, did that lead up to Jormag? If it didn't, then there's story room there to tell. The problem is it takes almost 6 months to launch that story unless they can make that process shorter and better, which I don't know whether they can or they can't. If they can, fantastic. Otherwise, you're getting Living Story 3, which leads into the next expansion, and then the next expansion is not going to release until mid to the end of the next year, which means then you have another long stretch of no PvE content, really.
Mm-hmm.
Which was the problem with Heart of Thorns. We had a long stretch before the expansion of zero content, no real content. Then you had the expansion, which under-delivered, and now another long stretch until Living Story 3.
But whether we like it or not, or whether we would prefer it or not, is it not super likely that will happen again with the content drought?
I mean, I think it is likely, but it's problematic, right?
Oh, definitely. But I still think it's going to happen.
I think probably what's going to happen is this is a very good example of how mismanaging a game on a very large scale fucks everything up. And I think by now that they've probably got their direction and their sales up, that going forward, I don't think it's going to be such a big clusterfuck from the next expansion to Living Story to expansion to Living Story if they continue to do that. I think, I don't know. If they do a third expansion, the time between Living Story 3 to the next expansion, like after the next expansion's out, I think it'll all be fine. I think everything will move along slowly.
Steadily.
Everything will steadily.
Smoothly. Yeah. I actually tend to agree with Brazil here. I really think that they are trying to set up a tempo here, and once they have it going, they'll be able to hold to it. The
problem with that is...
I hope so.
Technology is kind of exploding, and it kind of has been for a while, and Guild Wars 2 runs off a shitty old engine. It's not going to be able to take advantage of a whole lot of stuff, like GTX 1080 Ti and 10-core Intel processors, like Guild Wars 2, okay. And like older games, okay. Like, I don't know. I'll probably still play Guild Wars 2. But
eventually, though, they may have some time to make a few optimizations here and there that may make the game. And the thing is, as technology moves on, you're also going to get some better single-core performance there, right? So eventually, even if Guild Wars 2 still runs like shit, eventually technology will make it run well, just by the sheer power of time. So I don't think that's too much. And honestly, the game runs pretty well most of the time, sometimes.
Yeah,
most of the time, sometimes.
Yeah.
It runs perfectly 99% of the 99% of the... Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but I actually have bad frame rate days. Sometimes the game just runs like shit, and sometimes it runs really well, and I have no idea why.
Yeah.
I don't change any settings or anything. It's the same settings, but sometimes I'm just playing, and I get frame drops all the time. But then sometimes it just runs 60 FPS the whole time. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know. Yeah. Might just be a conspiracy. Maybe I just don't notice it sometimes. But, you know,
I don't know.
Whatever.
You're not going to hear me cry up about the performance of it. I don't know. It's all right, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good enough.
For me, at least, with a beastie computer. But I've been with I've had a fucking shitty computer, and I know how bad it actually is. So it's not like I'm not backing it. It's just I'm not gonna stir up a fuss about it. Just
I have
Yeah.
I have more problems in World vs. World with the optimization than anywhere else. Outside of World vs. World, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. No, I had no idea it was actually this bad because just the other day, Plenix, he introduced me to skill lag. I don't know how I've never experienced skill lag before because I've been to Eternal Battlegrounds before, but we went there just the other day and the game was literally unplayable while in World versus World because you press an ability and just nothing happens. It just doesn't do anything, and then you have to wait about 10 seconds, and then I cast a lava font, but everyone already moved off because they have access to a keyboard and they can move. You know, it's just I don't know, why does that even exist? It's just, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. Yeah. Yeah, you can go and see the Brazil's emotes if you go to his channel. I haven't enabled them in this channel yet. So
Because
yeah.
I'm just waiting on the best 2, and he only has 2 slots left.
Yep.
I have a final question before I guess we're sort of getting to an end. About the raid. Difficulty wise, how do you guys think? What do you guys think we'll see?
The same.
Probably.
I think it'll be impossible.
Literally impossible. So it'll be bugged. That would be good QA then, right?
That would be amazing.
Yep.
Nobody can complete it.
That would actually be
It'll-
good. Oh, that would
I think it'll be
it's
the
such
same.
a good prank. If it was literally just impossible, you get the boss to 1% HP and he just kills you. It'll be good. I'd like that. I would actually like that, honestly. That would be funny.
We know you would.
would.
Actually, you kill the first boss and it bans your account, so that you can't progress the raid anyway.
Yeah.
So they unban you.
Exactly. But yeah. I know, I think it will be probably the same as the previous two. I would say that the difficulty of Wing 1 and Wing 2 is relatively similar. I don't think there's a great difference there. I mean, obviously, Trio, people don't really consider that as a boss, but I would say that the bosses are reasonably equal in difficulty. Maybe, I don't know, there are some aspects of Wing 2 that are harder than Wing 1, there are some aspects of Wing 1 that are harder than Wing 2. For Wing 2, you need potato DPS to beat everything. In Wing 1, you do need
Burl DPS.
yeah, you need a little bit more actual DPS to kill it in time, but it's still not crazy. In Wing 2, you've got more mechanics to deal with, especially on Matthias, and I think Sloth is kind of a different experience. It can really fuck people up if they're not ready for it. Whereas in Wing 1, the only really kind of where the mechanics are super, super important is Veil Guardian, where if you miss the circles, you're basically fucked.
Yeah.
Whereas if you miss a poison on Slothosaur, it can really mess you up and stuff like that. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I think that's right. I mean,
I want to see more of. Sorry, that was completely off topic. I'll take mine afterwards. Go ahead, Ink. Sorry.
I think it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be a mix of 1 and 2. I felt like the DPS check on 2 was really low. Some people don't care about that, but I thought it was I felt like the enraged timers were too soft. I guess because the DPS you didn't really need quite as much.
Deep.
Yeah,
down.
not even close. Not even close. I mean, Matthias, you can beat it in half the time, pretty much. Pretty comfortably. In Sloth, you can do it in, 2.5 minutes. And
They're also,
you
I
have
mean,
7.
it's funny because Slothosaur has the random tank kind of thing going on, which is kind of fun. But I do miss the encounters of having to have one person. Although I guess a Chrono really just tanks it most of the time anyway. But that's still boring.
Yeah.
But I kind of miss having the bosses where you kind of needed a tank, like Veil Guardian, sort of. You need somebody to pull them around a bit, right? I kind of like that.
I think they wanted to keep it fresh, though, didn't they? They wanted to mix it up a bit. Sure. Because, you had 2 bosses in Wing 1 that needed tanking, and then Sabbather doesn't use a tank. They use, a kiter. In Sloth, they mix it up with, they have a random tank, and then on Trio, there's nothing to tank, and then on Matthias, he goes after the furthest away person. And what the fuck is this pasta? Seriously, they want to mix it up. Maybe there is actually a shot in the one of the videos, either the art video or the concept video, of the statue moving. It walks around on legs. So it's I don't know how the tanking will work there. It could be just standard again. They could, go back, but there could be some other kind of weird mechanic where it moves around in some specific way that's based around something weird. I don't even know.
So there's no way the statue does this because it doesn't make any sense. But it'd be amazing if the statue split into two and you had to tank the two separate parts away from each other.
I don't think that's actually that much of an unrealistic proposition, Inks, honestly. I think that could definitely happen.
Well, he'd only have one leg, so he'd be hopping.
And you have to keep them away from each other, because you have to prevent them from rejoining. If you get him to 50%...
If they rejoin, he explodes.
Yeah, if he rejoins, he detonates and everyone gets killed, like Gorseval. Just boom, everyone dies.
I want to see more of those, just
instant kills.
Instant wipe mechanics.
Yeah.
I want to see that. For either of the bosses, I will be happy. I love those mechanics because it puts an actual mark that you have to reach regardless. It's not a timer. It's just you have to fucking get the HP down, or you have to block this, or you have to do whatever. But you have to get it. That's the main point, or you will just die. And I love those mechanics. They're amazing. I want to see that.
Okay.
Difficulty-wise, I think it'll pretty much be the same as the other two.
Probably.
ArenaNet said before where they don't want to one-up themselves constantly because that's you run into a dangerous proposition when that happens. But I don't know, a little more difficulty for the final raid wing would be nice. I just don't think we're really going to see it.
They are supposed to be even though. That's the trouble here. They did state that they are supposed to be even difficulty. Raids, however, not so. So for Raid 2, whenever that may be released, they have the option to step it up and make it far more challenging. Because suppose they added the DPS check of Wing 1 with the mechanics of Wing 2, then that would make it considerably more challenging. Or they could even go further. Maybe they don't want people doing no updraft Gorseval, maybe they don't like that sort of thing. Maybe they got, maybe they watched the fucking 10 healing Tempest run and that pissed them off. They're not going to make that possible in the next raid. It's just, all the raid designers go, what have they done to our beautiful creation? They just water auto attacked in Star for 40 minutes, Who knows what they will do with the second raid. Yeah.
Regardless, I'm very curious to see. I can't wait to get in there.
The hype is real. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna
be good.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah. This Tuesday is gonna be dank. It's gonna be amazing. Gonna get banned on stream yet again.
Can't wait to see it.
I'm gonna try not to get banned.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see another Salt World First.
Yep. It's coming.
I hope my emotes are ready.
It's coming.
It's gonna be Teapot and Brazil versus Inks.
Yep. It's
well, we know who's gonna win that one.
I guess we all ran with our respective teams the other day, and it went really well for us. I'm excited.
The other team is very strong as well.
It's pretty good.
Honestly, we have two really good teams.
Yeah, we do. Salt. The true elitists. Huh?
Who would have ever thought?
Yeah, who would ever thought?
We'll get to share my beautiful art.
You better get ready to do another video, Deroir.
Offend everyone.
Come on. I want to see another clown fiesta
Have you seen the art
effect.
that I made? I haven't showed you.
Yeah, he hasn't seen it yet. It's beautiful though.
I think I'll
It's
wait.
pretty funny.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
we have to wait for the opportune moment. Really, it's beautiful.
All right, I'll wait.
Yeah.
Anxiously.
Yeah. Wait, you guys are acting like we don't have insider information. Well, actually, we don't.
No.
Who said
So,
that?
Deathmore.
Everyone thinks
Don't
we do,
fucking
but-
ban him. Oh, he Sudoku himself. Okay. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
No leaks.
I have inside information.
Do you?
Yeah, the inside of buttholes tastes really cool.
There you go.
Disgusting.
Oh, let's
Can we
do that.
Can we finally donate to Deroir to buy new pants? The old ones have so many holes.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had
He has
no
a comfy
idea
chair.
that-
He
I
spent
still
all his
have
money
a
on the
pair-
chair, okay,
I have
guys.
a pair of pants that's probably worse than yours.
I literally just put on a pair of pants and sat down and recorded. I didn't
Oh,
even
so those
give
are
it a
just
second
those
thought.
casual pairs of pants.
Oh yeah,
Just
I,
casually
like-
wear jeans with a million holes in them to make some
yeah.
efficiency.
Don't you? It's just jeans.
I don't ever under any circumstance wear long pants unless I'm
Oh.
like working. Like I have one pair of like really nice khaki pants that I work in.
I mean, you live in Texas, so that's more understandable. Here, it's always cold, even in the summer.
Like whenever it's like 0 degrees, I don't wear pants.
Fair enough.
Like I mean, I don't care about long pants. My legs don't get cold because wrestling for 6 years killed them, and they don't feel anymore.
There's no feeling left
from
in it.
pain.
Like my legs, I don't know. Like I don't.
Wrestling bears like boot spur.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's out there climbing up hills, so his legs will also be immune to the various stresses of the reality. Stop tea time now. E3 is happening now. They should stop E3 because tea time is happening.
That's right. They should have invited us out to E3 to do tea time.
Exactly. One of these days it will have to happen. Live tea
And we
time. It'll be
Brazil can
beautiful.
tell us how every game that is being announced is terrible.
Yep. I really want to see Brazil get interviewed by anyone. I want to see the exact same situation. The PvE content guy, I want that to just be Brazil. I want just Brazil to just say, yeah, Guild Wars 2 is a piece of shit, just in front of thousands of people. It would be amazing.
I'd do it.
Yeah,
Like,
I know you would do it. That's why I want to.
That's why I want
I
to
don't
see
have a
it.
problem.
You know you would.
We know you would. It would just, yeah.
Amazing.
And look, we've got one of the most delusional elitists ever to Brazil DNT, obviously. That's what they refer to you as. And then they'd say, oh yeah, so what are you hyped for? It would literally be like the RG interview, wouldn't it? He says, yeah, I'm in the next expansion. I'm looking forward to quitting the game. There's nothing really to offer here in this next expansion. So fuck that. I'm done. The awkward silence would be amazing. It'll be beautiful. Yeah. And he would do it.
Yeah, you would.
He would do it.
It's the best thing.
Wait, what is this? What is this spam? What is this fucking spam? Hello, MightyTeapot told me to subscribe, or else he won't let me keep my moderator status and never let me raid with Salt again. This has really opened my eyes to what a money-minded person and sellout girl Teapot has become. I don't even get Tit-Pits or Snapchats. Feels bad, man. You fucking clowns. Oh, actually, no. It was only Gizblix who fucked up his feels bad, man. Oh, but no. He tried to do it again. Oh, wow. What a disaster. Yeah. I don't even have Snapchat. I don't really see the point.
I do, but I don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Snap a
You
chat.
take a picture and you send it.
Yeah, like I open it and it's like the camera is always on the wrong camera. It's like
Yeah.
I don't want to see my face, and then I just close it.
Oh no, this is gonna get captioned, isn't it?
What's gonna get captioned?
Nothing. I made a funny face. Never mind.
Oh, was it like a?
Yeah, you've got to be careful what you do on Tea Time,
Yeah, exactly. I
People
just
are
thought
always
of it.
watching. Yeah, Plenix is
realized
always
that
there.
the
If you say anything that can be taken out of context, he's there, waiting to mix you up. And that's honestly something else that's very exciting. Meme Time 3, very likely to be released
Yeah,
at
it's
the
coming.
same time as Wing 3. You
It
can
needs
see
to be
the...
before the Wingman. And you need to put it out before so we can actually watch it and hype it. Come on.
No,
So you think it should be shared with a select group?
he needs to announce it a year
Everyone's
early.
gonna be playing when.
Select viewing audience.
Yeah. Send me an email to it.
Wow.
I want it. I want to see it, but I won't have time.
I was thinking about this
Tuesday.
the other day because if you guys remember, there was another community member that made a 3-part series, and I really hope that Time 3 starts out with like, and now in Part 3 in
Oh
the
my
Canadian
god.
accent.
Yeah.
In Part 1, I proved
Oh.
how delusional the elitists are.
Oh god.
If you didn't do that, you need to go back and remake it.
It's
I'm
time
sorry.
to edit
but-
it up again.
Yeah.
Meme Time 3 release date is currently set for Tuesday, 14th June. PogChamp.
Is there a time, Mr. Plenbot?
Yeah. Come on, Plenbot. When is it?
We need a time. We need to.
Yeah, we need to know.
We need
man.
to be ready
We
to
need,
watch
we
that
need
shit.
to be prepared, just mentally prepared to just hype it
Spam it on all social media.
Yeah.
When you kill the final boss, it will release.
The meme time.
The meme
That's
time.
that's the final cinematic.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, when I haven't seen Nemesis even online in the game for ages. Will he return for Wing 3?
Of
No.
course.
No.
No.
Necromancer is now viable. How would he?
I know he's gone. He is worth
Everything he ever fought for.
Yeah,
is,
it's already happened. It's too late.
true,
It's
so
no
he has
good.
nothing to fight for. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm out. I've
Yeah.
saved the world. I will now leave my throne.
Yeah.
For
Necromancer
someone
is
else to pick
saved.
up. That's all that's happening right now.
Yeah. He'd be proud of his Necromancer brethren. They're all over the place now. They're everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's kind of about it, really, isn't it?